It's showtime, it's yo time. It's game time, it's go time. You got one shot at a gold mine.
Snap, here comes Quinn, here comes pressure up the middle, and Quinn's got him, and down he goes! Fields to the 15, 10, 5, end zone, touchdown! Touchdown Bears!
A new season brings hope and excitement. This year's Bears roster going through a total makeover, and today they'll be put to the test when they open up the 2022-2023 season against the San Francisco 49ers. Hi everyone, I'm Lou Canellis. Welcome to another year of Bears Game Day Live, brought to you by Advocate Healthcare here on Fox. Bears are going to surprise some people, and they're hoping it starts today against a San Francisco team that came up just one win short of going to the Super Bowl last season. All right, let's go live to my 15-year partners here on Bears Game Day Live. There they are. Jeff Joniak, Tom Thayer. Happy opening day, boys.
Yes, happy opening day. I wish I was going to say sunsplash, but it's just splashed here because Mother Nature has opened up the clouds here today. It is a downpour and a sloppy track.
Yeah, but you know what? That's the thing about it is you never know what the conditions are going to be during the course of a football season, and you have to be mentally strong enough to be ready for anything that you face during the season.
Have a memorable rain game?
Yeah, we were getting ready to play Tampa, and it was pouring down there, and Ditka yelled at us during the pregame and says, I don't want to hear any excuses about the conditions out there. No matter what position you play or what plays we called, stay on your feet and get your job done.
Well, this game is going to feature two first-round pick quarterbacks. Of course, Justin Fields, who had a very good game against San Francisco last October here on Halloween, and Trey Lance, just 71 pass attempts in his NFL career, and that man right there, ready to go. He is as detailed and as ready as anybody I've ever seen in this position. And Ryan Poles and he have put together a brand new roster. 64% of it turned over. Not many remnants from last year, but some key remnants of last year, including that man right there.
You know, all three of these guys have worked a lifetime to get to this point in their career, whether it's Eberflus, Ryan Poles, and Justin Fields. This is a guy now that has expectations put on his shoulder, that he now has an experience in the NFL, and he has to start playing like it.
And that guy's going to get the bread for sure. David Montgomery going to be a key figure today in this matchup.
Yeah, I think the Bears are very fortunate. David Montgomery is an all-three down back and can do anything that's asked of him.
Now for our players to watch, brought to you by Athletico Physical Therapy. He's been the most talked about offensive skill position player on this team. It's Darnell Mooney.
Right. You know what? I love Darnell Mooney. I like his commitment to this football team and to what his job is required. But I think when you look at the combination of Darnell Mooney as he gets on the field in those bad conditions last year in Seattle, and you see Darnell Mooney make this great catch. He goes up there, but then he gets tackled immediately. You see him make these catches on the field. Now, Justin Fields has to compliment Darnell Mooney about putting the ball in a space that he doesn't fall down or get tackled immediately, that he's able to transfer it into extra yards. But in the red zone, he's got to come up with the big catches, convert them to the touchdowns. But again, it's going to be about yards after the catch that will dictate Darnell Mooney's value this year.
9 targets, 6 catches, 64 yards against the 49ers in the last meeting. I'm looking at Roquan Smith. Got to go with the best player on the team until further notice. You see the math right there. A showcase spot at weak side linebacker in this defense. I suspect the guys up front, if they can maintain and hold up, he's going to be hitting those gaps, Tommy, and making some big plays. And he is an outstanding tackler. You got to limit yards after the catch and yards after the run as well against this 49er team with this kind of quarterback, and big plays like that is what we're waiting to see.
Jeff, he's betting on himself. So if he was starting a poker game, he's ready to go all in. And I think you're going to see these types of efforts out of Roquan Smith to see that light at the end of the tunnel.
He'll have his eyeballs on Trey Lance to be sure, because if things are not clear to the quarterback, he's got the feet to take off and move just like Justin Fields. But Roquan's had a big impact already on this team. They love him. These new guys, they like him. He's one of their leaders, and he's a big part of this whole thing.
All right, Jeffrey, stand by. I'll get it back to you guys in a few minutes. I'm told that George Kittle, the fine tight end for the Niners, officially inactive for today's game. We'll have more inactives coming up later on in the show. Roquan, despite missing time during training camp in the preseason, voted by his teammates as one of the season-long captains, along with Robert Quinn, Cody Whitehair, and Justin Fields. David Montgomery, the honorary captain for today's game. We need to take our first time out. Coming up, Jeff and Tom tell us how the Bears plan on slowing down that guy, San Fran sack man. Then later on, Jeff sits down with Justin Fields here on Bears Game Day Live.
Game Day Live is brought to you by Advocate Healthcare, Athletico Physical Therapy, Miller Lite, PNC, and Bet Rivers.
It wasn't long ago San Francisco was at the bottom of the NFC West, but drafting stars such as Nick Bosa, Deebo Samuel, Fred Warner, George Kittle, plus trading for Jimmy Garoppolo really vaulted the Niners into the Super Bowl back in 2019 and the NFC title game last season. Welcome back to Bears Game Day Live. I'm Luke Canellis with you here on Fox. Let's bring back Jeff Joniak and Tom Thayer. They're both live at Soldier Field. Guys, San Francisco was a win from going to the Super Bowl last year. Are they set up to be just as good this season?
I personally believe so. I think they do have a Super Bowl type roster. The offense, obviously, run by now a younger quarterback in Trey Lance, so that is the wild card here. And I know Tom gets upset when you talk about them as a Super Bowl contender with that quarterback, but the fact is they have stars on both sides of the ball. That's skill position, and certainly he's only referred to as 9'7" by Braxton Jones because he's been hearing about this guy, but Nick Bosa is going to line up on both sides, and they started doing that, Tom, after the game against the Bears.
Yeah, right. This isn't a Braxton Jones job. This is an offensive tackle job. So Nick Bosa is going to line up in a variety of position. He'll line up against the left tackle. That's a rookie. He's going to line up against Larry Borom. But then you got to look at their playmakers on offense.
Number 2 in Yak, Deebo Samuel. He's a Where's Waldo guy. Where is he going to be lined up? There you see a Trey Lance. You can't miss a wide open receiver like that. That'll be the key. What will his accuracy be today, even in these conditions as well? But Deebo, they put the ball in his hands as a wing receiver and a wing back.
But
so
as much as he challenges the players who have to cover him, he challenges Allen Williams to call the right defense in according to where Deebo Samuel lines up.
I really believe this team is going to really try to run the ball today. They've almost gone to the extreme because of injuries last year at the running back position. Eli Mitchell, only 11 games, out almost 1,000 yards last year, but Kyle Shanahan wouldn't even let the media record anything about the running backs during camp. He's very protective of it because he knows he lost a lot of bodies last year. He wants to keep them healthy.
Wow. All right, we'll keep an eye on that, Jeffrey. Stand by. I'll get it back to you both in a little bit. When Ryan Poles and his team took over the Bears front office, you knew the regime change would mean change with the players as well. But, boy, I'll tell you what, Poles literally overhauled the 53-man roster. Lauren Screeden tells us more from the PNC studio at Hallis Hall in this week's By the Numbers, brought to you by Bet Rivers.
Thanks, Lou. It's a new season, a new regime, a new set, and undoubtedly a new roster. Let's dive into the numbers in today's season opener. 20. That's how many players remain from the 2021 season. So that means there's 33 new players on the 53-man roster. And those players are young. 27 was the Bears' average age in 2021, the oldest in the NFL. It's now 25.7, which is the 8th youngest. Okay, back to football. 55, the number of season openers all time the Bears have won, ranking 2nd in the NFL. 18.5, the Bears' record for single-season sacks set by Robert Quinn last season, the 2nd most in the NFL in 2021. But the Bears' O-line will be working overtime because Nick Bosa was 4th with 15.5. Justin Fields said this week, if you can't run the ball, you can't be successful. So expect the Bears to use David Montgomery as much as possible, whose 849 rushing yards were the 6th highest in the NFL in 2021. Speaking of Justin Fields, in the Bears game against the Niners last year, Fields ran for 108 yards and a touchdown. Khalil Herbert and Fields combined for 175 yards, the most the 49ers allowed all season. That's a look at your Bears-Niners matchup by the numbers. Lou, I'll send it back to you in the Fox 32 studio.
All right, thanks, Lauren. Nice job. When we return, Jeff sits down with a quarterback who has worked as hard as any player on this roster to improve his game. Justin Fields, next on Bears Game Day Live.
On the take, Fields was going to do something with it, but it was not this. He's trying to get out of trouble. Breaks out of a tackle left. To the 15, 10, 5, end zone, touchdown! Touchdown Bears! 22-yard ad-lib play. A broken play turns into 6 for Justin Fields.
Remember that? Justin Fields had his best game as a rookie back in 2021 in the Halloween loss to San Francisco. That 22-yard touchdown run on 4th down in the 4th quarter, arguably the play of the season for the Bears, right? I'm Lou Canellis back here on Bears Game Day Live. Welcome back. Jeff Joniak rejoins me from Soldier Field. Jeffrey, we have seen Fields during off-season workouts, minicamp, training camp, the preseason, and you can absolutely see progress on the field. But I want you to take me inside Fields. Take me in his mindset heading into his second season in this league.
Well, first and foremost, Justin Fields is a story. He is national, and the ramp up in attention to his performances rising out of the ashes of a rough 2021. Not that he's paying attention, though, Lou. He's been all about being busy, about getting better. And Justin Fields is our Advocate Healthcare player profile.
Fields looking, throwing into the end zone. Pettis has got it! Touchdown!
I love where he's at, and I love what these coaches are doing with him.
And we're seeing him get more and more comfortable each and every game.
What a 30-snap series for Justin Fields and the Bears offense.
There's been a turn almost on cue after the preseason finale from the guys who played the game, analysts, to say, okay, this guy is going to be something special. How do you put that in proper context, do you think?
You really can't, dive deep into it, because if I would have, had a bad game, then they would have been saying the same thing that they were saying before the preseason started, this and that. So, tend not to, get too involved with that and just, just try to stay consistent with my days and, just try to get better each and every day.
Oh, let me get in there. Hey, Ding. Touchdown. Stop playing, yes, sir.
You hold Luke Getsy in high regard.
First play, here we go. Good job, man.
Has he been a revelation to you, an eye-opener?
Not only him, but, Andrew and just, their work together and just them as a duo. Luke's probably one of the smartest coaches I've ever had.
Go. Speed. All right, I want you to go. There we go. Oh, baby.
Already taught me a lot, and, we haven't even been together for a half of a year yet. So, I'm just, looking forward to building with him, looking forward to learning from him, and, just, continue to get better.
You've mentioned many times that your dad's your guy. You say he's the man you look up to, but why?
Just because, what kind of person he is, how he raised me. He didn't have a father figure growing up, so I think, the biggest thing for him was, to kind of treat his kids to what he would have wanted when he was a kid. So, just like if I'm struggling this and that mentally, I'll just call him and, tell him what's going on. And, just hearing words from him just always encourages me.
I saw a picture, there's a mural, it's in Kennesaw, Georgia, your hometown. Defeat the noise, rule the quiet. Does it represent you in the way you want to be represented?
In this profession, there's always going to be outside noise, media, fans, just everybody coming at you, just listening to what's going on the inside and listening to the people that actually matter.
Great day, have a great day.
To your teammates, to your coaches, and just really taking that into account rather than
Let's do it.
listening to the outside noise and kind of blocking that out.
You got $1 million smile.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just pops. Did they ever evaluate what you're thinking day to day, maybe even play to play?
It was probably like high school. A lot of people have told me that, I guess just my normal face just looks mean. So, so they just, always telling me I have a mean face, this and that. And I think it runs with my family because my dad has it.
Do they ever say you're unapproachable or I don't want to? No,
not
that.
Unapproachable, but I've definitely gotten hey, smile more. Like even Janotes, he always tells me on the field, hey, smile.
Hey, that's fun, isn't it? That's fun. Hey, you're allowed to smile.
Definitely probably gonna have to start smiling more for sure.
Well, Lou, if they go ahead and upset the 49ers today and go on and have a great season, you won't be able to wipe that smile off his face or ours for that matter. I mean, he has done the work. He is committed. He is a captain. He's altered his footwork. He's altered his delivery. He's digested the playbook. He's coachable, and he's hungry, most importantly. He doesn't talk about that a lot. He touches on it. But I'll tell you, there's a fire burn on this guy, and I can't wait to see it unleashed today. Now knowing he's the number one guy, I think it's going to go a long way in helping him create a new platform for success.
Hey, Jeffrey, if he plays well, they won't be able to wipe the smile off of your face or my face either. Great job as always.
You got it, buddy.
Get Tom for the final segment. When we return, Jeff and Tom with the keys to a Bears victory here on Bears Game Day Live.
Game Day Live is brought to you by Advocate Healthcare, Dunkin', your local Ford stores, Bears VIP, and United Airlines.
Big day today for Matt Eberflus, his first NFL regular season game as a head coach since Mike Ditka. How about this? Only Dick Jauron and Mark Trestman won their first game. Eberflus tries to do it today against some pretty strong competition, the Niners. Luke Canellis with you here at our Fox 32 studios. Jeff Joniak, Tom Thayer. They're live at Soldier Field. Battle of second-year quarterbacks. You touched on it, Jeffrey, at the start of the show. Trey Lance drafted third by the Niners. Justin Fields 8 picks later by the Bears. Give us your keys to the game today.
All right, we're going to start with the quarterback. And how do you slow him down? This young man, Trey Lance, Big Tom.
Well, you got to get pressure on him. You have to make him think at the line of scrimmage. You got to be super disruptive. And one thing that bothers me about the rain today is I was hoping there would be a huge crowd that would make the offensive line dysfunctional.
Yeah, they are going to run the football. That'll leave some pressure on Lance. But he is an athletic quarterback, so the Bears are going to have to keep an eye on that. Play action to get to quick throws. That's a big part of it. But if he abandons the pocket, Tom, and I know you said it, you want to punish him. You want to pressure him as much as you can and punish him, and that is really the key. Pressure this guy as much as possible.
Right. You know, with this wet surface, too, he's going to have to make sure that his base is secure, that his feet are underneath him. But if he gets a guy like Deebo Samuel in the wide open, you see the end result that could happen. So get pressure on him and make him think quicker than he would like to.
Only 86 drops to throw in those 6 games played last year with the 49ers. Watch him, though, on quarterback power, too, in the run game. All right, Tom, let's talk about the tight end position. Your man, Cole Kmet.
Well, you think about, again, a rainy surface. Look at this short pass, a nice screen play with blockers in front of him, is able to convert it to a first down. And then when you look at this rollout here, a simple pattern by Justin Fields. First option is covered, second option is open with Cole Kmet. So I think he can offer the Bears a variety of targets, but this one I like the best. If Justin doesn't like what he sees underneath, look at that big target waiting in the end zone for catches. That's what we need out of Cole Kmet.
It is a different year, but last year the 49ers did not get a lot of passes thrown to tight ends against their defense, so therefore not a lot of catches and not a lot of yards. I don't know if that'll hold up this year, but I'm banking on Cole Kmet having a big year and getting into the end zone this year.
He's got to.
6 to 8 touchdowns.
Hey, this is his room. There is no more tight ends that are above him. This is Cole Kmet's tight end room, and he's got to be the guy in the red zone, in the middle of the field, blocking for that outside zone. All requirements.
This is a very good defense, Lou. Last year they were number 1 in red zone touchdown efficiency given up. The Bears obviously were last in the NFL, and they've been very good on first down, both stopping the run and then conversely as an offense being very productive on first down. To me, that's going to be a big deal today. What happens on first down for both teams?
And not only that, Jeffrey, but because of the weather conditions and probably a slick field out there, especially if the rain continues throughout the football game, can you run against this San Francisco defense? Do you expect David Montgomery to have a big game?
I'm going to leave that to the expert.
Luke, you have to be able to run the ball. There's no way that you can ever have a foregone conclusion that you have to stay exclusively to the passing game. You have no chance for success. David Montgomery is the type of guy that would like 35 carries as much as anybody on the field.
And at the same time, the Bears must stop the run today. They are going to get tested at that first and foremost, in my opinion.
You guys talked about the Bears defense when you hit your keys to the game. We haven't seen the Matt Eberflus defense yet in a regular season game. Do they like to blitz or no?
Well, last year at Indianapolis, they blitzed quite a bit, but he's not the defensive coordinator here. He is the head coach. The defensive coordinator is Alan Williams, and he is going to put his own twist on this defense. Yep, you hear about cover 2, you hear about zone, but I think that they are going to have an aggressive mentality. That is the plan from day one for all three phases to be aggressive. So that would tip to me that, yes, you're going to blitz a young quarterback when you get the opportunity.
Right.
We know they've been really good on third down, that's for sure, at least through the 3 games in the preseason. All right, guys, call a great game. We'll see you later tonight. Jeff and Tom with today's call on News Radio 780 AM and 105.9 FM. The guys will also join me tonight at 10:35 on Bears Game Night Live. After the game, make sure you flip over to Channel 50 for Bears Postgame Live. We'll break down all the key moments from the season opener, plus live Justin Fields and head coach Matt Eberflus. Enjoy the day of football here on your home of the Bears, Fox 32, Chicago.